On Saturday, it's the third of 3 free hits in a row for AFC Bournemouth, and while some people are justifiably just wanting these games over and done with, there is a reason why Bournemouth could get a result against Liverpool. Can we? Who knows? My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
Look, we had a mentally destructive loss against Arsenal. We had an awful 4-1 loss against Man City. Our opponents have just clocked up a 7-0 win over Man United. Plus, we're bottom of the table. But we're going to give you something to cling on to, because are Liverpool that much cop? See what I did there? In this preview show, we're going to go all over the game. But firstly, shall we wind back? Because there was a really good game when we played them at Anfield, mate.
Yeah.
Number one.
Go, so. Shit.
We're absolutely awful. Awful. 4-0. Not 4. 5. 6-0. After Monday night.
Yeah, like I say, a National League side, I'll go to a National League side, they wouldn't want to lose 9-0. I don't care who you played against, you can't lose 9-0. And let's be real, they're a good side, but they haven't won a game this season. Yeah. And we just lost 9-0. It's embarrassing. People saying, well, we're so naive under Eddie. Yeah. We went for it too much. We never lost 9-0.
Yeah.
Never lost 9-0.
Yeah. It was a good day. We shipped 9. Scott Parker's last game in charge for AFC Bournemouth.
He must have had another job since. I like that. Oh, sorry.
Too soon.
Yeah, we can't lose 9 again. Let's keep the positivity further. We can't lose that. No, that was a good day, but not the best of games for us.
No, and what was mad about it was that Liverpool weren't even in good form at the time.
No.
And we thought that would help to kickstart them into form, and it didn't. They just carried on being poor. But it looks like they may have turned a corner recently. Well, look, Liverpool fans, if you're coming down to Team Court, if you've got Willy Wonka's golden ticket, there are about 1,000 of them available. I'm sure many more wanted tickets. Safe travels down the roads, hopefully should be relatively clear. The rest of the country, Tom, has had snow. We've had nothing.
We don't do snow, do we?
We don't do snow down here. There's a bit of rain though, it's going to be 6 degrees. It's live on BT Sport. But if you want some reaction from us after the game, why not hit the subscribe button? Do that, hit the like as well, and at full time, what we'll do is on your feed, we will give you some Bournemouth fans' perspectives. And why not subscribe for the match day vlog as well? Because apparently it's quite good.
It's done all right, isn't it? I mean, it softened the blow of that heartbreak last weekend at Arsenal. That, yeah, they are certainly soaking up any content they can get their hands on at the moment. Now they're in a title race. And we thank you for it. Our best video to date. So, yeah, buzzing, mate. Thoroughly deserved as well. Well put together vlog, mate.
Just before we talk about Liverpool, can I just say, Spurs won in pretty much the same fashion to what Arsenal did. We went 2-0 up and they scored with a late goal. Our vlog didn't do half as well as what Arsenal has. I mean, I know that Arsenal are in a title race and perhaps champions-elect, as I said, but just makes me feel like they're so much more bigger than Spurs.
Well played. We'll keep them Arsenal subscribers,
I'm
mate.
not doing it for that reason.
No, they are a lot bigger. A lot bigger. But I'll tell you who else are a big club. Liverpool. So do you want to compete with Arsenal? Make sure you click that subscribe button.
Exactly. Now it's a 12:30 kickoff. How have we done on TV games this season? Well, our last 3 home matches have been televised, haven't they? Let's think. So the first one?
Is that the Newcastle game? This is the third.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, this is the third.
Yeah, so Newcastle, 1-1.
Yep.
Point. City.
Yep.
Lost 3-1.
Yep.
So we've drawn 1, lost 1. So the next one's a win. And that's Liverpool. Sorted. Happy? No, we haven't been good on telly. I think we've
got 1 point all season
1
on
point.
TV.
Yeah, not great.
And everyone loves a lunchtime kickoff, don't they? Especially this man who loves the pub.
Oh, I hate lunchtime kickoff. What is that all about? I'm gonna have to just you have to do it the other way around, like you have a few after to celebrate.
To celebrate our massive win. Look, let's take a look at the league table. Arsenal, they can see flying high, 4 wins in a row. Scroll down a little bit. You got Liverpool, who are breathing down the necks of Spurs. Look, they've got a game in hand. Newcastle, I mean, if they win their games in hand, they would be on 47 points. But down below we go. Bournemouth, bottom, propping it up. That's a sign of a strong team if you're propping up 19 others, mate.
Yeah, agree, totally agree. But
Muscles.
what we've got to look at is the points. It's still close. And look how tight it is in there. I mean, from 12th Palace all the way down, it is tight, mate.
6 points.
Yeah, it's tight. So we're still in it, and we did have 2 horrific games. So yeah, who knows, mate? But unfortunately, at the moment, we are propping it up, as you say. But long way to go.
Yeah, long way to go. And look, Liverpool, of course, they've got one eye on the other competitions they're in, not least the Champions League. I think their quarter-final is next week, is it?
Yeah, they're 5-2 down, aren't they, to Real Madrid? So they need one of them big nights in Europe, which is weird, isn't it? Any other team that had that scoreline, you'd be like, they're out. But with Liverpool, it's just something there, isn't it? You think, it wouldn't shock me. But they will be looking at this game. Obviously, they're going for the top 4, but also to keep that momentum going into the Madrid game as well.
So what do you think has happened to Liverpool this season, mate? Because it's not really been turned around. It's only relatively recently, literally in the last game, where Liverpool fans are feeling optimistic again. You're only as good as your last game.
Yeah.
And it seems that's the Liverpool formula for this season.
Yeah, and I think we were speaking about it on a previous show. I think when we were talking about Arsenal's title charge and kind of saying, it's weird, isn't it? It would be a massive failure if Arsenal finish second now. And it would be a massive achievement if Liverpool get 4th. But before the season, you wouldn't have said, either of them.
No, Arsenal fans would be more than delighted if they finished top 2, top 3.
God, yeah. And Liverpool would have wanted the title race. But what they've done again is, by the looks of it, is how they're the way their season's gone. But you'd still back them, in my opinion. I always felt they'll still go for the top 4, and I think they will get 4th. It's going to be go right to the wire, I'm sure. But I don't know. I think Liverpool fans would say recruitment. I think they just never have that. You always feel like a couple of injuries, and they're struggling. They're down to the bare bones, so to speak. Mane was a massive loss, which we all knew, and I just think a lot of them Henderson, for example, he's been there like a decade. He shouldn't still be starting week in, week out. Do you know what I mean? He should be Milner shouldn't be having as many minutes as he's had. These players, they kind of needed to have been refreshed a little bit with some new additions, and they haven't quite done that. But what Klopp does is he gets the best out of what he's got, and he's showing it again. The fact of the matter is Klopp is a genius, and they've got to stick by him. I think maybe above, obviously, is looking about ownership, sale, and all that stuff at the moment. So we'll see what happens. But don't think they've helped him enough with some squad depth, to be honest. Only really Nunes and Hakpo are starting to show themselves now. But yeah, I don't know how relentless they've had to be season on season. I just think it must be hard to just keep going and get all the same players virtually. But they're still in the. I still think they'll get 4th.
I don't want to bring this back to Arsenal unnecessarily, but when Liverpool won the league, it felt as though the average age of their squad was. I mean, it wasn't young, was it? Whereas with Arsenal,
very young.
Could their golden generation, if this is Arsenal's golden generation now, could it be perhaps set for more trophies in the next few years than Liverpool would have? They've had. This season's transitional, it seems.
Yeah, probably. Ideally, there'll be certain players. You mentioned one there, Harvey Elliott. I know he has had loans, but he's probably come through better than I expected. But people like Curtis Jones, who's been called upon now and again, Joe Gomez, who just don't look like he's had it, and some of these players you think, well, they shouldn't really be at the club. Maybe Nat Phillips, who we had, has even got in squads, or should be out on loan. And then people that are playing regularly, your Hendersons, your Milners, they should be back up now, and then they should have brought some more players in, but they haven't.
How's Milner still playing? He must be about 45.
He's still brilliant as well. He's unbelievable. Good. Yeah, and he can play in so many positions. Yeah, he is big time. But yeah, I just think they probably need to be refreshed a little bit, like I say. But their main thing, I'm sure Liverpool fans agree, is just keep Klopp. keep Klopp, and he's shown again that he's a top manager, and he'll squeeze every inch out of all of them players. So, and I think now you're starting to see, I mentioned it there, Nunes, Gakpo, they're starting to look the real deal now.
Let's take a look at their recent Premier League results. We'll start at the turn of the year then. They didn't register a Premier League win in January, which is poor. So started off with a 3-1 loss at Brentford. Then they had a couple of matches in the FA Cup. It went to a replay. Wolves drew with them at Anfield, but they got the win at Molineux. 3-0 devastating loss at the Amex to Brighton. 0-0 against Chelsea. And then also Brighton in the FA Cup exiting there. But things will turn in February, won't they? Well, not immediately. Losing 3-0 at Wolves. I mean,
Didn't help us, did
I
it?
can't remember where we were that weekend, but we were looking at the results thinking, what on earth is going on?
I
We're
can't
at Brighton.
Yeah, we might have been, but I do remember thinking, you are joking.
This
Because
is
obviously
unreal.
we wanted Wolves to be sucked. But yeah, there you go. We went to Wolves and won, mate. There's a little omen there. But yeah, weird. They turned it round, which was fortunate for us.
In the league, at least. The Champions League, we know about the 5-2
course.
later on in February, but they had the Merseyside derby that's always going to kickstart something, isn't it?
I always feel like Liverpool fans, I mean, it's easy in hindsight, but I'm sure Liverpool fans say when they're on a bad run, they want that game.
Yeah.
Because they've got a hell of a record in it, obviously, and it's easy for the Anfield crowd and the players to get really up for that, and that kick-start them. And then they went straight to Newcastle and won, which I know there were circumstances in that game because of the sending off to Nick Pope, and Newcastle done all right in that game, but they got a win again. And then I thought, right, they're back. I know there was a Real Madrid thing, but I thought, right, they're back in the league. And they drew at Palace. And I was thinking, I'm surprised they can't even score at Palace. That really surprised me. But since then, a couple of good wins. One particularly good. They beat Wolves and then absolutely demolished United.
What happened?
And obviously we've got Liverpool now and United have got Southampton. It was a weird game. It was a really weird game. I remember watching
half-time it was relatively even. You could say that Man United probably had the better chances.
Yeah, it was weird. And then, don't get me wrong, Liverpool were very good, but Man United just capitulated, didn't they? It was unbelievable. Letting a few goals and they just lost their way. But I thought the front players, Nunes, Gakpo and Salah, were just on it. They were just bang on it. And United couldn't cope with them, mate. So, and it felt a little bit like, I mean, we're obviously not Man United, but when we played them at Liverpool at Anfield, they weren't on good form, which they weren't going into the United game. And they'd beaten us. It was 2-0 or whatever, they'd beaten us. And it was kind of like, it felt like, no, we've got an opportunity here to go and kill a team. Yeah. And they obviously did 9-0. And it felt again against United. They'd won the game, but Klopp didn't go, keep the ball, just pick up. It was like, no, we've got a chance here. And they've done exactly the same. And but hopefully we've got our one done now.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, but it was, they were brilliant. They were brilliant.
Oh, Tom, breaking news. We're actually outside the bottom three. We're not in the bottom. Oh, sorry, it's the form table.
Oh, it'll do. Take it, mate.
Here it is. We're 17th. It's not too bad. Crystal Palace leads and Newcastle at the bottom there. Bloody hell. Liverpool,
Mind
though.
the gap, Eddie.
Yeah, Liverpool, though, top. So it's fair to say we're playing a team that is in form. Now,
I'll tell you what.
Go on.
That top on the form table, look at that top four, right?
Yeah.
Arsenal, we were so on, last kick of the game,
Yeah.
So we've got Liverpool to come. Wolves are in there, mate. Went there and won, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, in that top four, two of the teams we've lost to, one of them we've beaten Wolves. So we beat Liverpool 2-2, yeah, fine.
Do you think we're due a win against Liverpool again? Probably.
I think I'm hoping I think I'd like to think every season we've ever been in the Premier League, we've got one of them surprise results against a big boy. Liverpool being one of them before. We haven't got any points off any of the big six this season. We haven't got a point.
Maybe this could be it.
This is going to be the one.
Maybe this could be it.
This is going to be the one. I've got that feeling.
So let's check out our head-to-head record against them. We're going to do it. We're going to have a look. And there you can see the only W that we've ever had, that famous 4-3 win. We did follow it up with a 2-2 at Anfield as well. Can you remember the scores in that one, Tom?
What, the 2-2?
Yeah.
We definitely took the lead, Benicophobe.
Yes, that's correct.
Because it was a weak back pass from Wijnaldum, I believe. I don't know who scored for them in that game. I really can't remember. You have to. Are you going to look, or shall we let us know?
No, let us know in the comments.
And I know that we scored relatively late, Josh King. And I think that was the one where Boric made a really good save to Klein. But I remember it going 2-1. You're thinking, we're hanging on a 2-1 here, and then Josh King nicked one, didn't he? Yeah. Limbs in the away end.
What about our last home match again? I bet you can't remember that, or can you?
Yeah.
Of course you can. Go on. 4-0?
No, that was the one before. It was 3-0. We lost 3-0.
Yeah. We did.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Naby Keita.
Yeah.
And Mane, I think.
Yeah. You're Oh no, it wasn't. It was Mo Salah, wasn't
It was a Salah.
Yeah.
Salah with a third. Yeah, but it was that game. So I remember, it's probably still to this day, I haven't seen, obviously, Liverpool as much as Liverpool fans, but that was the only game I thought, that Kiter actually could be a player, because he's really struggled at Liverpool. But I remember in that game, I don't know if Liverpool fans remember, he obviously scored. He played really well against us, so one of his rare, better performances. But yeah, we normally, apart from that 4-3 at home, we just get rolled over, don't we?
Well, look, Liverpool are smashing teams at the moment, but I'm going to give you some solace, mate. Their away form isn't actually that great. They've been let down by their away results, winning just 3 games, drawing 3, and this season losing 6. Scored 13 goals, conceded 9. That's a point that you made recently. They've only got a few more points than we have on their travels, haven't they?
Yeah, they have struggled. I mean, I think everyone always knows when you look at Liverpool that they're always going to be harder at their place. I mean, Anfield can be that for them. But they have really struggled on the road this season. And I don't know whether it's kind of the reverse fact. You know, you always think that like Liverpool at home, at Anfield, they can really get up for it. And I think sometimes when they go to other teams then lift it. So we're playing Liverpool. And hopefully that'll be the same for us, mate. But yeah, they have struggled on the road. And I think they've dropped points to virtually everyone that we're in and around. Yeah. You know, you kind of Wolves, Forest, they've dropped points to all them teams. So hopefully we can add to it, mate. We really need to. So I'm hoping that the importance on it for us, we can just next time.
Would like to think we can.
Come on.
Right, that's what we've got to say. What have Liverpool fans got to say about us? We scoured YouTube to find out. Press play.
Who would have thought that Bournemouth would have been 2-0 up at the Emirates against Arsenal last week? Yes, they went on to lose the game, but they showed some good spirit to go 2-0 up. We need to be careful here. We can't take them lightly. They will, of course, remember the 9-0 whooping that they got earlier on in the season, and they will want to put that right. We can't let them. We have to go into this international break with another 3 points and keep up the pressure as we close in on a Champions League spot for next season.
Rick, do you expect a fast start from this game against Bournemouth on Saturday?
Yeah, I expect us to take the same momentum into the Bournemouth game as the game just gone against United. I expect us to start quick, and I expect us to beat Bournemouth very comfortably. I know they had a decent game against Arsenal last weekend when they were 2 up. Should have really won the game but blew it. So I expect us to beat Bournemouth comfortably, and I expect us to go strong in team selection.
Bournemouth aren't having a great season themselves. They sacked Scott Parker. I think that might have been after the game we played them or the game after that. Yeah. And
Scott Parker's been sacked again.
Yeah, from Club Brugge. Yeah, bro. He should never have taken that job in the first place. Bournemouth has proven to be a difficult place to go to sometimes, but we do have a good record there, barring I think it was 17-18 or was it 16-17 actually, barring 16-17 where they came back and beat us 4-3 after
that was the Carriers thing, but since then we've been on smoke.
Yeah, we've given them a few hidings at their place. I remember Coutinho and Salah doing upper madness. Salah got a hat trick the following season, then they went down and now they're back up.
But we've got to be on it on Saturday. And this Bournemouth side, I know they're languishing bottom of the table and stuff like that, but it doesn't really truly reflect the football that they've played this season. Some of their football at times has been sensational. You look at the game the other day against Arsenal. Arsenal were a last gasp winner. They were absolutely blessed in the end. And obviously Bournemouth scoring that goal, I think after 9.1 seconds or something like that, the second fastest goal in the history of the Premier League. So they can and they will put a game up against us, the Vitality Stadium. Lunchtime on Saturday, it's going to be absolutely rocking. Not an easy place to go, tight pitch. So not conducive for our play either, of spreading the play and switching the ball a lot.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's plenty of Liverpool podcasts, YouTube channels, websites, all sorts of stuff. Check out the links in the description below if you want to see more from them. Shall we have a look at the team news? Let's do it. Right then, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Across the bottom of your screen, you can see the latest team news from Gary O'Neill's presser. Of course, we know before the Arsenal game that Jefferson Lerma and Hamed Traore were out. Misses 2 important players for our team. Yeah, we're hoping that at least one of them can be back.
Yeah, hopeful. I don't think either seemed like they were really long term, but you never know because everyone keeps cards close to their chest. But I think Lerma will be okay. I'm not as sure. I'm hoping they'll both be in the squad at least.
I always feel like with Jeff, I can't remember him ever like just being sat on the bench. He's either out or he starts. So it might be the same case this time around. I think Hamed will be crucial for us to get back. So I think he was really showing his quality as well. So it's a real blow. And then it seems like it's always in and out at the moment. 1 minute you think, is apparently Zabani's on the grass again. Now he's not, and Junior's back, and now he's not, and Kelly, and you're not really sure. And then Lewis Cook's suddenly back. So we'll see. We'll still have a few definitely out, particularly obviously Marcus Tavernier, which we are missing. We'll have to see, because I think I try not to take too much into like the photos and stuff you see in the week, because there's a few that I think there was like a whole gallery and there wasn't Dom Solanke, and that worries me. But then the other week they put Tavernier in there.
That was a photo from
months ago. Yeah, so who knows? We'll see. But hopefully we'll have a few back that were out with the last game anyway.
Mind games. One of the players that Liverpool fans might want to keep abreast of is Phil Billing, our leading scorer.
He is now, isn't he?
5 goals.
Yeah.
And it's fair to say that he had a pretty good game actually against Arsenal, didn't he?
I think his performances in general have been really good, and surprisingly have been good since he's gone a little bit deeper. But even with him being deeper, sure, for that first goal, he can make them driving runs from midfield, which we miss. And to be fair to him, he gets his criticism, myself included, sometimes when you think, is he really giving it, all that stuff. But really, I'm thinking about it, I go, the last year or so, I think he's probably even one of our better players in the last year. You could probably make a case for him, to be honest, inconsistency-wise. So, fair play to Billy. And he has got an eye for a goal. He really has. So, they'll have to keep an eye on him for sure.
Sometimes I just wish he'd shoot more from the outside.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's got a weapon of a left foot.
Yeah, I agree.
Use it.
And we also want Dom Solanke, assuming he's available, to shoot more as well, because that old club thing.
Please. Yeah.
He's struggling for goals. I said it loads of times. If Liverpool fans are tuning in and wondering kind of what our thoughts are on Dom, I think every Bournemouth fan loves him. The work he puts in is unbelievable. But everyone's like, why can't he just get a few more goals? And sometimes I don't think it's always his fault, because he's doing so much other stuff. But he is always going to be looked at of his goal scoring record, and he needs to get. He needs to be trying to get to 10 minimum if you want to be a striker in the Premier League.
But his work rate, though, it's his work rate, isn't it?
It is incredible.
I mean, he was integral in our breakaway that Ouattara didn't score at the Emirates, but he was integral to that. His work, but if he does need goals,
he does. But put it this way, I think it's he needs more goals, 100%. But if we had Phil Billing here now, welcome to come on the show, Phil. He would say that.
He wouldn't phone camera, mate. We'd have to get her.
Oh yeah, true. He would definitely say that because Dom drops deep, that probably gives him more licence to get more goals. True. So it is one of them things. It is a system, but sometimes I do think because managers know how much Dom can do, he can't just stay up there. True. But we'll see. Just needs to get that poacher's instinct a little bit. It'll be nice to see, and maybe bounce him with a goal against his former club.
Would be nice. We'll talk about Liverpool's one to watch shortly, but in terms of their transfer window, made a hefty signing, didn't they?
Oh, Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did he come from?
PSV Eindhoven.
A lot of money.
Yeah, he was over 40 million quid, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's one of them players that when they signed him, I thought, wow, because I remember in the World Cup thinking he is different class for Holland. So, I think he's just typically just looked like he's just clicking into gear now. He's a weird one because I'm not sure if he's going to be a central striker, if he can play off the wing, if he'll drop off. I almost think he'll do what Don does and what Roberto Firmino done for, obviously he's still there, but he's leaving, and what he done so well for Liverpool, and kind of drop off and allow Salah and Nunes to get him beyond. So we'll have to watch him, mate, because we've struggled with them sort of strikers, I feel. Jesus earlier in the season, even at the weekend, where Arsenal didn't have a kind of a proper number 9, someone that drops off and picks up the pockets we struggle with, so we'll have to watch him.
But it's okay though, because they've been quite blunt up until the Man United game, really, haven't they? Yes, they scored 7, but it's nothing to worry about. They've only got the all-time top Premier League scorer for Liverpool, Mo Salah, probably playing with 129 goals. And he doesn't ever like scoring at Dean Court, does he? Apart from nearly every time he plays.
He's got a hat-trick at our place as well, hasn't he?
I know. That's a worry. Mentally, how do we pick ourselves up from what happened at the Emirates to face a side that's just beating Man United 7-0? It must be relentless for the players. They must have like psychologists, sports psychologists, just trying to boost the players up mentally. Because for me, I'd just be like, oh no,
no. I know what you mean. But equally, I know we lost the game, but I think after the City game, we all thought, God, we saw how much quality they've got. Now we played a team that's above them. How can we possibly? And whatever you say, the lads fought their nuts off and went 2-0 up. I know what happened, but got to look at the positives now. It's done. But I think it's that thing of, I always think clubs have kind of identity, and you look back on different things. We mentioned earlier in the video about Liverpool in Europe, how, you know, we're saying they're not out of it after losing 5-2. And I think Bournemouth, we've got to look at it as how many times in our existence are we just written off?
Yeah.
And we are the underdogs, and it has to be this, you know, us against the world, backs to the wall mentality. Let's see what happens.
But we have to believe that ourselves.
I know,
but I feel as though we haven't got that at the moment.
And I agree. And I've known as being too positive. I'm struggling. I'm really, as everyone's seen, I'm really struggling because all the, you know, I don't want to go to all the statistics, mate, from chances created to shots on target to average possession to the league table to everything. We're bottom. We're bottom at everything. We've let 3 2-goal leads go. So everything makes you think, well, how can you be positive? And all I'm looking at is that kind of experience of, okay, so when we've had all this before, what's happened? We've come together as a group. We've got it going at Dean Court. And we've had some amazing results, like we have against Liverpool in the 4-3, like we've done against Chelsea on numerous occasions, like we've done against Man United. We have had these results, and this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it, to bounce back and go. We've shown that in moments we can score against City, we can score against Arsenal, and we can compete. It's just them horrible little moments. It's just at the end of them games and just them little moments, and we need to sort that out. But who knows, mate? My worry about Salah is what we're going to do there, because Zamora, people forget how inexperienced he is. I think he gets a lot of pressure put on him, considering he made his senior debut last season, and now he's playing left back against some of the best players in the world. I actually felt he got a bit of criticism against Arsenal. I thought he kept Saka relatively quiet. Saka's going to be making them runs on him Salah's going to be making them runs on him every time, and that's going to be the job of, say, a Senesi to be quite disciplined in there and help him. But they're going to cause problems, but I still believe that Liverpool, yes, they'll cause problems all day. If you go for them, and as I said, we've scored goals in our last couple, they can concede goals. Robertson and Trent will bomb on all day. They'll leave gaps in behind. We can score against these lot easily, in my opinion. So I think this could have goals this game.
Do you want to know what my early prediction is?
If you want.
1-0 loss.
Why?
You know why? John Brooks is referee. We had him at home to Saints this season.
Oh, did we?
We had him away to Newcastle in the League Cup. 1-0. John Brooks, the 1-0 referee. Hopefully...
Well, cheers for that, Sam. I just tried to get some positive. We're losing 1-0 anyway.
Well, I tell you what, you can be positive when doing the teams. Should we do that now?
Yeah.
Here we go. AFC Bournemouth then. Right. Oh, Tom.
Yes.
5 at the back. But 5 at the back doesn't work. It doesn't work, but it did against Arsenal. Are we still going to have this debate?
Yeah, I know. We don't debate it too much. I think I remember as soon as we scored after seconds, then I thought, okay, I'm happy with it now, because they're going to have all the ball.
It's brilliant. 5 at the back's brilliant.
No, it does what it should do in terms of it's them freeing centre-halves. I don't think I've done anything wrong. They block everything, but you give up so much of the ball that against quality like Arsenal, like City, they will probably score in the end. And I think we've seen that in both games, haven't we? But regardless, I do think he'll stick with it. Just because I don't think the three centre-halves have done anything wrong. It's actually, if I said to you one of them's got to come out, it'd be difficult, wouldn't it?
Yeah, agree.
But I do think he'll stick with it. I think regardless of the result, it will change, hopefully, at Villa. But I think against the big boys, I think this is the system that Gary wants to do.
In goal?
Yeah, obviously Neto in goal.
Yeah.
We need him to perform well again and be that captain. I thought he made some big saves actually against Arsenal. Don't want him to punch too much.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about his punch at the moment. But no, I'm happy with Neto in goal. I'm going to stick with the same at the back, mate. So from right to left of Smith, Mepham, Stevens, Senesi, the goal machine, and Jordan Zamora.
And now, why Jay-Z came off early, we don't quite know. But, there could be the option that Fredericks might be over there. But we'll just have to hope that Zamora's all right. Because I think he's a great player.
He is. It's one of them that I think if Vigna hadn't had a few knocks, and maybe had settled in a bit more, I think you might see him in these type of games against Salah. But I think Zamora hasn't done himself. I mean, listen, he was against probably the on-form right winger in Europe, in Bukayo Saka, and Saka didn't score or get an assist, I don't think. So he did do well. I'm going to make some changes for that kind of midfield 4.
Oh, are you now? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Tara on that right-hand side. I'm going to stick with him. I think he'll play.
Do you think he's...
I don't think he's set the world alight.
He's not done enough, has he?
But every home game he's played, he's got an assist. Is that right?
Yeah.
We'll keep him in there. But no, I think Gary likes his work rate as well. I do think he'll stay in there.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not sure if Traore is going to be quite ready to start, so that plays into it as well. And I'm not sure, for me, if Semenyo quite did enough to retain his place.
No, I don't think he did.
I'm hoping Lerma's back, so I'm going to go off him coming in to play alongside Billing. But if Lerma's not quite ready, I think it would be Rothwell over Lewis Cook. I thought Rothwell didn't do himself any harm. I just think that if Lerma's available, Lerma plays. And I actually think this might be a game for Jane Anthony.
Yeah. Okay, lovely.
Yeah, I think he's going to come in and try and form that partnership with Jay-Z. I think we'll know what Trent does. And I think he'll know Trent and Salah will try and get him the other way with a combination of Zamora and Anthony. And I think Anthony, he's non-stop in here, and I think he could catch Trent. He could catch Trent. So I'm going to go Anthony in there, and then obviously we've got assuming he's fit.
You know what? I'm feeling optimistic again.
Good.
I'm feeling optimistic.
But we're doing that team then.
Let's do Liverpool.
Yeah, go on.
All right, Tom. Familiar formation again. Then.
Yeah, go with that kind of 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Obviously, Alisson will be in goal, I'm sure. Back four seems to speak for itself. Obviously, Trent at right back. I'm going to put Canate sticking. He seems to be getting that partnership with Van Dijk. Matip's obviously had his injury problems, and Gomez doesn't seem good enough. And then Ali Robertson at left back. So it's a good defence, but as I say, Canate still, he's a good player, but he's still finding his feet. And Robertson and Trent can get caught, but obviously they can do a lot of damage the other end. But that'll be the four for me. I think the midfield three. I think they're going to go Henderson, Fabinho slightly deeper, and Harvey Elliott.
Okay, yeah.
I think Harvey Elliott was exceptional against Man United, and I think he'll play.
I thought he was as well.
And he gives them that energy. The only one they could drop out Henderson or Fabinho and play Basetic, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, the kind of youngsters really started to come through. They might look at it, but I think they want to keep that momentum, as I say, the week and try and get ahead against Bournemouth and then take off a Henderson or Fabinho and rest them. But I think they'll start with that. And then I think at the moment, the front three, there is talk that I think Jota's back now and Luis Diaz might even be back.
Okay.
And obviously Firmino's available, but I don't think they'll rush them back. I think they'll stick with, just won 7-0. So I think they'll stick with that front line of Salah, Gakpo and Nunes. And it's a top front line if they're on it.
Well,
sure.
I am feeling great.
Good.
I'm going to revise it. I'm going to revise my 1-0.
Go on.
I don't think we got that referee, but I'm going for, ready?
Go on then.
2-1 Bournemouth.
Oh, I like it. I was going to be positive today as well. I think we'll win. I don't know why I think we'll win.
You're saying that with confidence.
Yeah, I don't know why I think we'll win.
They're on form. They should be.
Yeah, no, I know. But we've had some tough games and we've got to win at some point. And I don't know. I just feel like, I feel like we've got it. So I think we're going to win 3-2. I think it'll be a hell of a game.
Well,
I think we'll.
I need to breathalyse you. What's going on?
I think we'll go 2 up, right? They'll score and we'll go, here we go. And then we'll nick them on the break, get 3-1. And then they'll score and we'll go, here we go. But we'll hang on. I don't know why. And this could come back to bite us a little bit. But it's one of them at the moment. It's really, really difficult at the moment. But I feel like now, I said this on second look we did earlier in the week, that I think we've had City and Arsenal, but we can't start looking at Liverpool as a level 3 hit. They've dropped a lot of points to teams around us. I know they're a bloody good side and they should be massive favourites. But if you're going to stay up in this league, you've got to get some points off one of these lot. And at home to Liverpool, I think, is as good as it can be. I know you could argue Chelsea, which we have got later, but I think I'd rather have Liverpool at home than a lot of the others. So on the way they've been playing this season, I think you can hurt them when they're away from home. I think the boys. It all depends on how they. You mentioned it earlier, mate. How if they're on the floor after another 2-goal lead that we messed up. Or if they've got, I tell you what, we took Arsenal to the wire there. So I'm hoping that it's the latter and the lads are in good spirit. And I think if we can get an early goal, come out of the blocks, another early goal, crowd lift them, Liverpool start thinking, here we go again on the road. No, I don't know why. I don't know if it's that feeling of, I remember when we beat Liverpool in 4-3 and all that stuff, but I'm just confident for some reason.
Can we just not play the game and just you talk us through it, and then let's just have that as and then dictate the Premier League table?
I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that.
Thanks for joining us on this preview, Liverpool fans. Stay tuned because there is the free-for-all after the game, which you're welcome to come along and have a chat about all things football as AFC Bournemouth beat you 3-2. We'll be outside the 1910 bar. It's clearly marked outside the main stand if you want to pop and have a chat. You're very welcome on the fan cams. And then Sunday morning, that's when the vlog is released. Not sure it'll hit the highs of the last one, but alas, just want to say thank you to everyone that subscribed. Another milestone passed. We are not worthy. At some point, we'll have more subscribers than seats in Dean Court.
Crazy, yeah.
Madness.
No, appreciate it, though. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
Really appreciate
it. Tom, it's been wonderful as ever.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Come on, let's keep. I'm going to try and I'm turning it around now. I'm going to be really positive. Let's see what happens. Come on. Fucking easy, this thing.